Yes.
Okay, so we're recording 2 separate group meetings. Okay.
Yeah, and like Aaron and I were talking about earlier, we're kind of confused about this part. Meeting for a few minutes, and then Bryson, who I believe is the other leader, we're supposed to meet, but I haven't heard back from him yet, and I just recently emailed him. So I think what we're look, he did just email me.
Okay, that works.
And let's come up with a negotiation between the three of us, kind of come up with a plan of what we think is most important and how much we think the wage should be.
Sure.
We'll go from there.
Okay. You guys want to start out?
Yeah, I'm in reading it. I think that the local unions have used the escalator plan to where that's where they have raked in most of the money in giving their union members more money. And I think that the tactic, the why me clause, I guess that me clause would come into play to where if it came down to it, if the company's still losing money by giving them the $10 an hour wage plus their incentive, and the production is only 75%, we should demand more production and also drop down, just keep the hourly wage at $10.99. Excuse me, hourly wage, and kind of shrink the incentives. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought halfway through.
Oh, you're good. I agree with what you said. If I may throw my 2 cents in real quick. So I agree with the. So I understand that the purpose behind the escalator. What's it called? Escalator clause.
Mm-hmm.
That I guess maybe it's associated with the cause of inflation, where if the average wage index thing goes up, that Baxter management will honor that increase as well. I think that's good, and I think that's something that the Union 190 or whatever the 190 group is called really likes. However, I agree with you, we need to increase the target production levels, especially since, per the case, it said that they're easily meeting those target dates, which is great. So we can keep the incentive there. We just need to increase the levels. Then as production levels increase, then the hourly wage for paying the employees will be worthwhile, and and of course keep the wage where it's at like, what was it, $10.67 an hour plus the incentive plus the escalator clause. What do you think, Amanda?
You know what? Actually, that's pretty spot on to what I was thinking too. I think one thing I would do too is move the target goal, because if they're able to meet it every single day, that means that production could be quite a bit more. So I think raising those targets to make the incentive more worthwhile idea. And I also thought $10.69 an hour was a fine wage for now.
Yeah, and could you also see that, and that's where Baxter's losing money, is the wages going up, the incentives are going up, but the production is staying the same. So if the production percentage was increased, like we said, and keeping the incentives, that would also benefit both the local 190 and Baxter.
And just to make sure that I have it all, I said that we all talked about production and having the target increase. I don't think it gave us a current amount for what the target was, did they? I just had it pulled up. But it's not like we can come up with a number for that. But so production target increase, leave wages the same.
Yeah.
What was the other part?
Yeah, and even if they ask what kind of percent, we can say even if it is raised 10%, that's 80 from 75 to 85. That's a substantial increase.
Yeah, right before it came over.
And I totally agree that even raising it up 10%. I mean, if they're able to already have, they're able to meet it, then I don't think it will matter too much to have the fund for the incentive to be increased. Leave wages the same. Oh, and then we liked the Me Too clause, right?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the
'cause
Me Too clause again?
the Me Too clause is if it's kind of like a nuclear option. The Me Too clause is if negotiations aren't going well, then what they'll do is they will say, uh, we're putting your rate at the industry rate of like $9 an hour, and cut incentives until, because all the discussion will go into arbitration, and while all the discussions are in arbitration, the incentives will go away, and the hourly wage will go from 10, like say 10.90 to about the state or federal income wage.
So let me ask you this too: for the Me Too clause, do you think the Me Too clause should go both ways? If other people increase it, then of course we would increase it. But at the same time, if nobody can afford to pay that and it drops substantially, do you think we should also be able to drop substantially?
Yeah, because I think in the reading they only did that once, and that was like in 1930-ish, and they haven't had to do that, but they thought that it was considered because with the ele- elevator clause or escalator clause and the rising incentives, they said, well, the only way to make turn profit and survive in the industry is to have this Me Too uh, option as a last resort.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I think so. For now, we're just supposed to cover. And I feel like we all basically agreed to leave the wages at, I believe it was 1069. Move all the things. Let me text really quick and let them know that that's where we're standing on this. And then it looks like we have a little bit more reading to do. If you guys want to go click in the computer, Robert.
I'm not. I'm just on my phone. Let me make the switch.
But it looks like we have a reading to do too. So if you guys want to pull.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off and I'll hop onto my computer real quick.
Okay. Is it 1069? Target increase. I'm gonna just say this out loud, Aaron, and if it sounds like I'm saying any of this wrong, you let me know. We said target increase to at least target increase to make incentive worthwhile and to increase production.
Right. What readings are we gonna do?
It looks like, and I thought this was part of the reading to begin with, but it says, now your teams are ready for the 1985 negotiations reading. I'm just going to email him our answers or what we came up with, and we'll just go on to this. It says, direct your team to reading Baxter Corp 1985 negotiations. And then have them read 1985 negotiation Baxter Management confidential information and give everyone 15 minutes to read the instructions.
Yeah, I already did that too.
Wasn't that a part of the original reading? It was like 6 pages, right?
Yeah.
Really happened? Okay, see, I thought that was part of the reading. Well, then I guess we just discussed that part and what we thought about that part.
Yeah. Because that's where I got the Me Too plan.
And that's why I also mentioned too about the Me Too clause, and if everyone else went down because of the recession, that we should have been able to go down too. And I think the local or whatever the local 191 kind of got mad at us for that.
They probably would have said strike after 50 to 60 plus years of not striking. Let's see.
Yeah. Lower prices. Well, when Robert hops back on, we'll see if he read that part. I know I could have sworn that that's what we did read. So good. I guess we'll just discuss a few more things, and I'll just open it back up, and we'll just talk about what the negotiation was, I guess.
I'm back, guys. As you okay, so what did I miss for the last minute?
Okay, so we just were talking about in the discussion it says that everyone is supposed to pull up the Adam Baxter Company negotiation, and we were just talking about how this is actually a part of our reading. So I was supposed to give everybody time to read it, but everybody did you read 2 articles for this, or did you just read?
I did. I read 2. It was there's 2 for the Baxter and 2 for the other one, the 190 whatever, local 190. But I read the 2 Baxter ones, 1978, 1983 or something. So
okay,
I think what we're supposed to read right now is, or I guess for step 3 is the 1985 negotiation reading. I think, right?
What part you said?
Or
sorry, you're just cutting in and out. So
we are supposed to read it. Okay. It says give everyone 15 minutes to read the instructions. Okay.
Okay, so in this, so it is the 6-page document, and then was there instructions somewhere in here? I guess we just summarize it if all 3 of us read it.
Yeah.
Oh, does that make sense? Do I understand that right?
Mm-hmm.
Say that one more time.
So we all have the same reading pulled up because it says direct your team to reading Baxter Corp 1985 negotiations. And from my understanding, it says read the instructions, but I don't see any instructions. So should we just summarize it, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and some of these points, like Aaron and I were talking about, we already mentioned about the Me Too clause and here, let's do this. Let's start with, what did you guys think? Let's summarize the layoff and hiring procedures. Did it sound like anything changed from that, or did we like how they had it already?
Sorry, Amanda, you're kind of going in and out. Your voice is sounding like a transformer.
I wonder if I just don't have good, because actually you guys are cutting in and out too. Maybe if I move.
My internet's been kind of spotty too. So.
Aaron, can you hear me fine?
Actually, yes. That sounds better, Amanda.
Okay. Okay, so I was just saying let's summarize this, and then we'll just do it bit by bit. what were some important things that kind of stuck out to you guys in the management confidential information?
For me, I think it was as the years went on, local union has been gaining more control of management, getting more control of power, and in our readings, I think that the senior managers want that shifting towards where the Baxter Company has more control over the union members and the employees. Because when they hold most of the power, then that's when most of the stuff can get done, and everybody's happy. But I think the unions don't see it that way.
Yeah. Of course. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I guess here's something kind of going off of that a little bit. There needs to be that equal distribution of power. I guess the union doesn't run the Baxter management. Like they don't run the company. They just kind of manage employee affairs with. It's kind of what runs the economy of the town of Deloitte. And I don't know if that's where we're going. I just think let management do their job, but let the union take care of their stuff as well, but not take more control than they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that I think the union and even the employees kind of wanted the employees to be, in charge of more. But I think, kind of like you guys said, that the management should be more in charge and should be able to make more decisions and have control over everything more so than just the employees. I mean, the employees can be in mind, but I don't think they should have as much control as they currently do. So
this is kind of an off comment, but for a second when in the reading, I thought, the company Deloitte. I thought, oh, is there some affiliation with Deloitte? But it's just a city named Deloitte, I guess.
Okay, well, is there any other points that? So I was also telling. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry, Robert. Were you saying something?
No.
Well, I was telling Aaron, I think right before you hopped on, it's kind of confusing to try to get that because they're meeting at a different time and we're meeting at a different time, and we're all still somehow trying to connect. So I think this is kind of why it's kind of hard to discuss anything if you can't negotiate with the other team, But I was telling Aaron too that I'm talking to Bryson, and Bryson and I are trying to figure out how to get you guys and their team all in one, so we can just negotiate for a couple more minutes and then we can let you all go.
That's fine.
So I'm sorry, it's kind of confusing.
That's all right.
So they said 7 p.m. I think they're a different time zone, those three, aren't they? If we're all Mountain Standard Time, I think, isn't somebody over there on a different time?
I know Bryson is because he's Arizona.
You know what? So maybe here's what we'll do. Either we can just talk about a few more things, and then I can let you guys go, and I can join them, or at 8:10 we can all just reconvene and jump on their video. What do you guys think?
That's fine.
Yeah. Or could would Bryson be able to send an invitation to us and joining his group?
Yeah. So the last thing he said to me was that at 7:10 p.m., which I realized that we were different time zones, I will stop my video and then you can invite my group to come onto your video, which is still going, and then we can negotiate.
All right.
I just put this on pause for a minute. I guess I could just let it run for a little bit, and then you all, do your thing for another 30 minutes or something, and then we all kind of jump on together. Should we just do that?
Yeah.
At what time?
He said, so I think it's 8:10.
Let's see, it's about 7:40. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, let's do that then. All right, thank you guys for your cooperation.
No
All right, see you in
problem.
a bit.
Bye.